You don't need to conquer the world to live a life of strength and purpose. It all boils down to mastering four things: your words, your emotions, your finances, and your thoughts. Let even one slip, and life will remind you who's really running the show. You could be the smartest person in the room, overflowing with talent or good intentions. But if you can't hold your tongue when anger flares, calm your mind when fear takes hold, manage your wallet when temptation strikes, or steady your mood when everything goes wrong, you're not in control. You're just along for the ride. Real freedom isn't about owning things or bending others to your will. It's about owning yourself. It's about staying grounded when chaos erupts, walking away when others chase drama, and choosing clarity over noise. These four forces, your speech, your feelings, your money, and your mind, shape every part of your life. Master them, and you'll build a foundation no storm can shake. Let them run you, and you'll watch your future crumble, quietly from the inside out. This isn't just a pep talk, it's a roadmap to taking charge of your life. Let's dive in and break it down. Let's start with your words. They're more powerful than you might think. They can open doors, build trust, or inspire someone to keep going. But they can also tear down relationships, ruin opportunities, or leave scars that apologies can't heal. Imagine a guy who's been with his company for years, steady, reliable, the kind of person everyone respects. He's not loud, but when he speaks, people listen. Then one day in a high-stakes meeting, a newer colleague presents an idea he helped create, but it's not quite right. Frustration bubbles up, and he cuts in, voice sharp, tone biting. The room goes quiet. He's right about the mistake, but that moment changes everything. People don't see his competence anymore. They see his outburst. That's the danger. You can be right and still lose everything if you don't control how you say it. Words aren't just a way to express yourself. They're tools. In the wrong hands or at the wrong time, they can do more damage than good. Think about the last time you said something you regretted. Maybe it was a heated argument with a friend, a snappy comment to a coworker, or something you fired off online in a moment of anger. You knew deep down you didn't need to say it, but your mouth moved faster than your mind, and the damage was done. Now think about someone you admire, someone whose words carry weight. Do they speak to show off, or do they speak to make things clearer, to lift others up? That's the difference. In a world where everyone's shouting, posting, arguing, the person who pauses, who chooses their words with care, stands out. Their silence is louder than most people's noise. Here's a practical way to start. Before you speak, ask yourself three questions. Is this necessary? Is it constructive? Will it add value or just add noise? If you're angry, wait. If you're tempted to gossip or complain, stop. Your words don't just affect others. They shape your own mind. What you say out loud reinforces what you believe inside. Speak with purpose, and you'll build trust, clarity, and respect. Speak recklessly, and you'll burn bridges you didn't even know you needed. Control your words, and you'll control the way you move through the world. Now let's talk about your mind. Your thoughts aren't just passing ideas, they're the blueprint for your life. Everything you do, every choice you make, starts in your head. A man lost everything, not because the world turned against him, but because his mind gave up first. After losing his job, he stopped looking for new opportunities. He told himself no one was hiring, that he wasn't good enough, that it was all pointless. Friends reached out with leads, but he brushed them off. Not because the opportunities weren't real, but because his thoughts convinced him they weren't for him. That's where most people lose. Not in action, but in their heads, long before the world has a chance to prove them wrong. Your mind is like a gatekeeper. What you let in shapes everything else. If you let fear, doubt, or negativity settle in, they'll color your actions, your relationships, your entire life. Ever caught yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," before you even tried? Or assumed someone was out to get you without any proof? Maybe you've worried about something that hasn't even happened yet. That's not reality. That's an untrained mind running the show. The good news? You can train it. You don't have to believe every thought that pops up. A disciplined mind questions itself. Is this thought true? Is it helpful? Does it align with who I want to become? Here's how to take control. First, try journaling. Write down what's in your head, especially when you're stressed or stuck. Seeing your thoughts on paper makes them less overwhelming and helps you spot patterns. Second, carve out quiet time. 5 minutes a day to sit still and notice what's running through your mind without jumping on every thought. Third, feed your mind better fuel. Swap endless scrolling or toxic news for books, ideas, or conversations that challenge you to grow. Your mind isn't a landfill. Stop dumping chaos into it and expecting peace. Control your thoughts, and you'll unlock clarity and strength no one can take away. Next up, your emotions. They're part of being human, but they don't have to run your life. Picture a guy who had a shot at a dream job. He was qualified, prepared, ready to shine. But his morning was a mess. Spilled coffee, traffic jams, a rude receptionist. By the time he sat down for the interview, his mood was sour. His answers were short, his energy off. They didn't call him back, not because he wasn't good enough, but because his emotions leaked into everything he did. That's what an unchecked mood does. It sabotages moments that could have been yours. Feelings like anger, sadness, or frustration aren't the problem. Letting them take the wheel is. You've had those days where one small thing, a delayed email, a sarcastic comment, sets off a chain reaction. Suddenly, you're snapping at everyone, distracted, feeling like the whole day's ruined. But the real issue isn't what happened. It's that you didn't pause to reset. You don't have to act on every feeling. A wise person feels everything but chooses their response. When something triggers you, try this. Name the emotion. I'm frustrated. I'm anxious. Just naming it creates a little space between you and the feeling. Then ask, do I want this to define my day? What would the best version of me do right now? Another tool is gratitude. It's hard to stay angry when you're focused on something good. When your mood darkens, find one thing, however small, you're thankful for. Maybe it's a sunny day, a kind word from a friend, or just the fact that you're still here fighting. Hold on to that. Train yourself to stay steady, not because life's perfect, but because you refuse to let a passing storm derail you. Control your emotions, and you'll stop losing battles you didn't need to fight. Your mood shapes your words, your choices, your relationships. Master it, and you'll move through the world with unshakable calm. Finally, let's talk about money. It's not just about dollars, it's about freedom. A guy buys a fancy car he can't afford, designer clothes he doesn't need, all to impress people he barely knows. Online, he looks like he's winning. In reality, he's drowning. Credit cards maxed out, rent late, stress keeping him up at night. That's not success, it's a trap. The modern world doesn't chain you with iron, it chains you with payments. Every reckless purchase trades a piece of your peace for a moment of ego. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a discipline problem. They spend to feel good, to escape a bad day, to prove they're somebody. But every dollar you spend is a vote for the life you're building. Spend without thought, and you're buying stress, not happiness. Real wealth isn't about flashing cash. It's about options. It's saying no to a shiny gadget because you're saving for something bigger, like financial independence or a dream you've been chasing. It's avoiding debt because every payment steals more than money. It steals your choices, your peace, your future. Here's how to take charge. First, set a budget, not to limit joy, but to protect it. Know where your money's going and make it align with your values. Second, save, even if it's just a little. Life throws curveballs, and a small cushion can mean the difference between stress and stability. Third, invest in yourself first. Learn a skill, take a course, build something that makes you harder to replace. Before you buy anything, ask, does this support the life I want? Is it a need or just a want? Will it matter in a year, or is it feeding a 5-second urge? Control your finances and you'll control your future. Let them control you and you'll always be answering to someone else. Mastering these four, your words, your thoughts, your emotions, your money, isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to be passive. Most people chase distractions or validation, but real power comes from within. It's choosing restraint over reaction, purpose over impulse, stability over chaos. Discipline doesn't cage you. It sets you free. Imagine a life where your mornings aren't ruled by a bad mood, where your thoughts don't spiral at night, where your words build trust instead of breaking it, where your wallet reflects your priorities. That's not a fantasy. It's what happens when you take ownership. Let's make it real. Think about a time you lost control. Maybe you snapped at someone you care about, let a negative thought spiral, spent money you didn't have, or let a bad mood ruin your day. Now imagine if you'd paused, taken a breath, and chosen differently. That's the power you have right now. Start small. Today, speak with intention. Challenge one negative thought. Name an emotion before acting on it. Skip one impulsive purchase. These aren't just habits. They're votes for the person you're becoming. This is about more than self-improvement. It's about self-ownership. The world is noisy, chaotic, unpredictable, but you don't have to be. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're the one who decides what they mean. Control these four forces and you'll build a life that no challenge can break. Lose them, and you'll always be at the mercy of something else. The choice is yours. Start today, because the only thing standing between you and true freedom is you.